Hi, welcome to Things Above Podcast. This is the place where things only go up from here. I'm your host, Taylar Jacquet, and thank you for joining me for another episode. If this is your first time, I want to say welcome. I encourage you to start from episode 1 and work your way up, because after each episode, I want you to feel like you're going higher and higher. And how can you do that? In reverse. Well, y'all, I'm back, and this is episode 11. I wasn't going to be going long. We got too much work to do and too much ground to cover. So let's get into today's message. So I'm not sure what grade it was. Maybe it was either in elementary school or in middle school. I don't know if some of you remember we were taught about the Earth's 4 layers: the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. The inner core consists of the hottest temperatures. It is even rumored to be located or the location of hell. Humans, if we look at it, are just like the earth. We have layers. At the surface, there are masks. That is the version of us we want people to see. Then if you continue to go deeper, you will find insecurities, past traumas, belief systems, and in the inner core, there is the heart, the foundation of who you are. After some research on the earth, all the other layers are protected from the inner core coming back up to the top. But we know that's God's grace. For humans, though, we are not so lucky. I believe destruction starts from within and flows outwardly. Yes, things can happen to the outward appearance to alter one's physical features, and people tend to make their own assumptions and judge books by their covers. But at the root of it all, when the masks are off, there is the inner core, the true essence of who you are. I think one of the scariest things I've ever experienced is when you put your trust in someone to find out down the line it was all a game for their personal gain. If you have never experienced this, you won't know what that level of betrayal feels like. So, as we all know, 2024 and 2025, some big things have been exposed and revealed to the public. In looking at this, I believe God showed me it's just things rising to the top, like a pimple or a boil coming to a head. The infection is being squeezed out. One of the many things that I've learned from God and through Jesus' time of ministry on earth are things are not always to be viewed from a surface level. You have to look deeper, because things are not always as they appear. One of the things I pray in my prayer times is for God to give me eyes to see Him and ears to hear Him, because where God moves, things are uncovered. Have you ever read the Bible, for example? There's this passage in the Bible, 2 Samuel 6, verses 1 through 11. Basically, what happens in this passage is the Ark of the Covenant was being transported. And when the ox stumbled, a Levite by the name of Uzziah reached out to catch the Ark of the Covenant before it hit the ground, and God killed him instantly. Now, after reading this story, if you're reading it from a surface viewpoint, you would think, man, God, that was harsh. But when you get to the root of the matter, God looked at Uzziah's heart and knew if he let the man catch the Ark of the Covenant and there were no repercussions for his seemingly nice gestures, God would have allowed a monster to be created from this one incident. When God gives a command, it has to be obedience over sacrifice. The men that could be trusted around the Ark of the Covenant knew that no matter what, we are not to touch the Ark. It's sacred, it's holy. Let's think about Jesus' interactions with Judas. Jesus knew the entire time what Judas's purpose was in his life. I'm pretty sure when Judas came into the picture, Jesus dreaded the day because he was a human and he knew the difficult task of death was near. In other words, Jesus looked beyond every kind gesture, every brotherly hug, and the kiss to the core of who Judas truly was with his mask off. These are examples of cautionary tales to look at people and situations with spiritual eyes, but to also deal with heart issues at the core before they destroy you from the inside out. In this season, God is allowing for the mask to fall off and foundations are being exposed. Look beyond the surface level conversations and the kind gestures. Look beyond what seems good to know that it is good. Deal with the issues of your heart, because if not, it will rise to the surface and flow out for all to see. Nothing will remain hidden. I want to leave y'all with this Bible scripture. It's Proverbs 4:23, and it states, "Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life." Thank y'all for joining me for another episode of Things Above. This is the place where things only go up from here. I'm your host, Taylar Jacquay. Until next time.